All right, good afternoon. Welcome to C&T Collectibles. I am C, and today we're going to do 3 up and 3 down, so where we look at the top 3 risers and 3 fallers in baseball card land over the past week, and at the end we'll go over a couple bonus players who had terrific weeks, and if they have a card on Card Ladder, we'll take a closer look at that. Otherwise, we'll just mention their name, and it'll give you a name to look out for. So, all right, after a week of illness, I still look like hell and sound like crap, and I'll only make you deal with one of them here. So let's just get it started here with Lubov. This is the 2018 Bowman Chrome Raw. This is his prospects card. For the week, he was down 52%. And so he's actually off to a pretty nice start this year. And I'm not sure what people were expecting. Maybe they were expecting home runs or something like that, which he has not given you, just one on the season, but he's got 9 doubles. He's hitting the ball very hard. He's got a 136 WRC plus, and I think this is a player you want to kind of keep an eye on. 22 years old, and the hate is maybe going a little bit too far. So if you stretch this out longer term, you can see that there's a big spike down, and we like to just kind of follow the clusters here. And the cluster would say, yeah, the trend is down, but this may be a little too much, bringing into this $30 area here. And again, 22 years old, and he is producing, and he does have a job. And so when those home runs start to kind of manifest themselves this year, you can see his prices start to spike up a little bit. On Friday, we'll look at his 2020 Topps flagship PSA 10 that's getting to an area not quite to where I had targeted, but in that $80 range. It's getting really, really close. It was at about between $100 and $150. Was ping-ponging around, said, you know what? If it breaks above, you chase it to 200, but if it breaks below, which it did, start looking for 50, 60 bucks, and you're getting close to that area on that card here. So again, on Friday we'll take a closer look at that one. But for now, his Bowman is being sold hard for the number 3 loser on the week. Number 3 riser on the week is Vlad Guerrero Jr. So monster start to the season overall. Last week was incredible. But the season in general has just been really terrific for him. This is a person that a lot of people were looking to break out for the season, and that's exactly what is happening here. So, again, he is up 112% on the week. So that's a little bit too much too fast. And if we pull out over the past year, you can see this is pretty thinly traded stuff. There's 97 of these. This is his Chrome Refractor, limited 569. So they don't come up very often. And so it's very thinly traded. Maybe something I probably even shouldn't show up here, but from card ladder purposes, this is one of the larger risers on the week here. And so it took one sale from 720 all the way up to that 1485 area. So that is a big move nonetheless, not something that I would chase. What he's doing is incredible. And he's young, so he's checking off all the boxes. He's producing, he's young. He's got a full-time job. However, a little too much too fast in a few areas. And again, we'll take a deeper look on him at a later date here. But incredible start, and he's living up to the billing this year. All right, our number 2 faller for the week, Mike Trout, Topps Update 2012. What do you want this guy to do here? He's having a really nice season. He's going to finish, and he's cemented himself among the all-time greats. So down 57% for the week. Again, low population card, the All-Star Game version, and so this could just be a simple one-off. Maybe so if you look at here at $64, looks like an auction. Looks like you have perhaps a little buy it now right here. Well, we can actually look at that. So a best offer, and so the rest of these are auctions. So someone just kind of they're not watching us. There's plenty of people that do these chart videos, all right? And we're on the ball here. Someone wasn't watching us. There's so many options, and they missed it, knowing that this is kind of the area that you want to buy it in. So anyways, that's how it goes sometimes, and it quickly returned to its more natural level. If we zoom out, you can see that the trend has been down for a while, but it's coming into an area where enough people believe that there's enough value to this card. And it's Mike Trout. Give me a break here. So, all right, moving on to the number 2 riser for the week. It's the kid. And this is his 1987 Bellingham Mariners team issue. Population 750 in the Gem 10. That's more than I thought it would be. So, over the past week, you had 879, 880 bucks, up to 1,500. So, what do we got going on here? Interesting. Auction ending at 1,500. I wouldn't have guessed that here. So, fixed price. A bunch of other auctions, so that's too much too fast. So if we just quickly zoom out, so anyways, he's up 123% for the week. If we go back out for the last year, it brings it up to its previous high here. So because this is so thinly traded, you could easily have someone say, I'll pay $2,000 for this card, and it wouldn't be much of a surprise. But I think that you want to kind of bring it back into it, wait for it to come back into an area where there's more sustained buying. So $600 maybe recently, kind of in this area here. So again, I think we'll see this one on the fallers list soon. But it's the kid. It's you go back to the buy the goats, right? It's not like buy and ignore anything like that, but look at other cards from this set. They're probably not doing this. So just having some fun here. All right, our number one faller for the week is Shohei Ohtani. He is down 63%, taking it from $100. I mean, he was creeping along in that under 20, under 1,500, and then just an absolute getting smoked down to $50. So the price trend was up for a while. There's no question about it. I didn't understand it. There's no question about that either. I'm like, I don't get it. He does two things, both pretty well, but is it worth what's going on here? And again, there's one person that took it from the 102 down to this area here. So maybe good on them. You could probably see the price rise back up into here. Maybe hits a couple home runs or something like that. I mean, he's a talented guy. There's no question about it. I just think that price was nuts, and this is probably a lot more reasonable. So we'll see where the next buys come in. But how do you if you're buying in here? I mean, it looks like a decent area to buy, and just the bottom dropped out, and there's nothing you can do. This is again such thinly traded stuff. That's kind of how it goes sometimes, and that's too bad. All right, let's look at our number one riser for the week, and that is Aaron Judge. I think we've had him on here a few times here. He just keeps getting batted around, so we'll see what his next move comes to. He's staying mostly healthy this year, so I think that's a big part to his game. $76 at the end of April, the next spring, $255. And that's, I mean, honestly, that's how it goes. So that is a 235% move. But if we look over the all-time on this one, I mean, it's getting nutty here. What you want to see is these nice controlled moves, buys and sells. So the trend is down, the trend is up, whatever, but there's a lot of buying in here. Now it's just thinly traded. It's going nuts. So stay the heck away. Last couple times it's gotten to this area, it has quickly dropped down on the next sale here. Now, it could bring itself back up. There's no question about it. Who knows? But it takes one person at this point. You don't have these clusters where you can kind of control your prices a little bit here. This is just wild. So sometimes it just pays to sit back. It just kind of watch. So there's your 3 up and 3 down. There's your top 3 risers and fallers for the week. You want to hang around for a little extra credit? We'll look at some of the top players over the last week that have card ladder cards, and we'll just kind of see what they're up to here. So we'll start off with Jose Ramirez, and this is a player that maybe I just like too much. I don't know. Got a lot of his, I think his stuff's been cheap for a while. It's risen a little bit in the PSA 10. A lot of his parallels still pretty darn cheap. But you can see that the prices are rolling over just a little bit. There's a lot of buying in this $60 to $80 level. Honestly, his price at right now, $112, is a really good price for a guy who's perennial MVP candidate. For what he's doing, he should probably be a lot more. Now, a lot of cards are rolling over and coming off quite a bit, actually. So maybe maybe Jose Ramirez was right all along, and those $250 cards should be $112 like Jose Ramirez. So, thinking that he should be up there, no, maybe they all need to come back down to him. I don't know. We'll take again Friday chart show. We'll take a look at it, but there's a lot of buying in the 60 to 80 area, and if it gets down there, it's a freaking steal. And keep your eyes peeled for Jose Ramirez. But he was a monster this past week. He hit 437, 3 home runs, 7 RBI. Just been a beast. He's not missing Francisco Lindor at all, and I think it may be the other way around. Francisco Lindor may be missing Jose Ramirez, looking at the way that those two guys are playing right now. All right. Vlad, well, we looked at him a little bit earlier. So, again, off to a monster start to the year. He had 333 with 3 home runs and 8 RBI, and pretty much all of that came on Tuesday in his 3 home run game. I think he had 7 ribs on that one. So, not much going for the rest of the week. I mean, he hit just fine, but the power wasn't quite there. But you can see that, again, his trend has been up, and there was a kind of an oopsie here. And so when you see these high spikes, okay, they tend to come back, and same thing with the low spikes. They tend to reverse themselves as well. So they kind of came into level. Anybody know how to get rid of this thing here? It kind of bugs me. If I go like this, there's no getting away from it. So sitting around at his all-time highs. Well, I'm gonna look at him on Friday with a momentum meter. Will give us a little better indication of his overall direction here. But yeah, this thing is hanging around, doing really, really well. So when you have these oopsies, it is gonna probably go the other direction fairly quickly, and that's what happened on this one here. So I don't know if I would do much with it, but the trend is up, and again, a little bit shorter printed card, but pretty high population on it. We'll kind of have to see what happens, but it's the real deal here. Now, what he's doing is, high BABIP and high power and all that kind of good stuff. So there's going to be some reversion. So I'm guessing there's probably a better time to get in this card. But for now, really, really tough to argue with what's going on here. And we'll wind this up with Chris Bryant, who had a pretty nice week as well. He had nearly 500 on the week with 3 home runs, and 8 RBI. And the thing I want to point out with him, he doesn't have a card-on-card ladder, is when he's healthy, he's a really, really good player. And he's healthy right now, and he's a really, really good player. So when he was injured in 2020 and in 2018, he wasn't. He was still a really, really productive player in 2018. Not last year was a mess for him. There's no getting around that. So 206 average. We talked about him a bit in the offseason. Said, you know what, that's probably not him. Something was going on here, and I think he had the oblique. But hitting 330, with 355 BABIP, 323 average. Isolated power, or slugging is nuts. The isolated power is really extended. So yeah, look for some regression, but just again, look at what he's been able to do when he's healthy. Elite level bat. Wins above replacement has been, when he's not hurt. I mean, this is a 5 or 6 win player, and he's got 30 wins above replacement by age 30, nearly 30 years old. Well, yeah, he'll play this at 29. So over the next 6 years, can he average 5 wins per season to get to that 60 wins above replacement by age 35? If he wants to, and if he stays relatively healthy, yeah, absolutely. So I think right now, it's not a time to buy. Maybe take advantage of this extension in his performance. But over time, this is maybe a player that you want to kind of pick up. I think he's in that next tier of guys that just doesn't get a lot of love with the Jose Ramirez and Ozzie Albies and all that. That could really put up some make some interesting Hall of Fame I don't know, comparisons or whatever, Hall of Fame run or whatever. He's got the MVP under his belt, so there's a lot of things. Bottom line, a lot of things going for him. Prices dip a little bit. Maybe this is a player that you want to consider. So, all right, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you putting up with my nasally voice, and have a great rest of the day. Bye now.